Many trans and gender diverse Londoners are feeling anxious, frightened and uncertain about what the future holds following publication of the EHRC's revised Code of Practice for Service Providers and Associations. Now, that anxiety extends to visiting museums, galleries and other cultural venues and working in them. So have any cultural venues already contacted you for advice following the publication of the draft revised code? And how are you supporting these venues to remain trans-inclusive?
Thank you. I mean, first of all, just to state, we want all our cultural venues to be welcoming and inclusive to all. And it is something we know that cultural venues in London care very deeply about getting right. As you say, there's a code of practice. I think what we've seen is that many arts organisations they're in a period of review because the code of practice is quite recent, and they are looking at the impact on visitor services, if there's any amendments there they need to make. They're looking at their facilities. They're looking at revised staff guidance. And they're looking at their inclusion policies. Obviously, these are all operational decisions for venues. Mm-hmm. Our team we haven't, to my knowledge, had anyone come to us about it, and that is probably because it is a national policy and it's an operational decision. But I know that the team are in touch with venues that we work very closely with, such as the Museum of London, a sponsored museum. In understanding what they're doing, the London Museum have got a trans, non-binary and intersex inclusion policy. They've got gender-neutral toilets, they've got a trans staff network, and they are training front-of-house staff following the EHRC new guidance. But so that's a kind of insight into a relationship that's we're the sponsor body, so yeah, but I think to return to the main point, it's, we want everyone to feel welcome in all of our cultural spaces.
Thank you. That's really important to hear. I don't know if you know, the Museums Association have recently put out a statement endorsing Leicester University's Research Centre for Museums and Galleries Trans-Inclusive Culture Guidance. And if you haven't come across that, I can send you some information about it. But the guidance is currently being updated following the EHRC's revised Code of Practice to help cultural organisations to continue to ensure that the safety and welcome for trans visitors and staff. Now, you described access to culture as a human right in your opening. The Research Centre for Museums and Galleries says that cultural organisations have a significant role to play in advancing trans equality as part of their wider equality commitments. So do you share that view, and how will you be sort of reflecting that in your work with London's cultural sector?
Yeah, I do. I believe that everyone should access art and culture as a human right. It should be a universal right. Absolutely working with venues, cultural spaces to ensure that, we are not missing any tricks in making sure that culture is accessible to all and everyone feels safe and everyone feels welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, trans and gender diverse Londoners play a huge part in London's cultural life. Yeah. And so it's really important that City Hall kind of, supports venues to remain safe and welcoming spaces for everyone to either work or experience cultural events. So thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.